Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here again for episode 2 of The Philosophy of Her. I am so happy that you're here, and we are really going to just deep dive immediately into the connection between psychology, self care, philosophy, inner healing, and feminine power within yourself for the modern day woman. I am so, again, excited that you were here, and let's really deep dive into it this episode. So, whenever I had started my own self care journey on this path, and that I have now created Bellara philosophy, I had started to learn about psychology, human behavior, and the success that people can truly make on their own when it comes to learning how to heal yourself, when it comes to teaching yourself how to become more self-reliant for your highest self and for your highest good. Whenever you slowly take these little things and these little opportunities to better yourself each and every day, it slowly builds over time and you start to gain a momentum. Initially, it will be a little difficult whenever you don't see immediate results, because we live in a society where immediate results are what people want for immediate satisfaction. Whenever it comes to your self-care journey, that takes time. And I really want to emphasize on that, because there have been plenty of moments on my own self-care journey for this brand that have been so difficult when it comes to handling me not seeing external results, me not seeing external validation, me not receiving external validation. And when you are going through this process and you are going through these steps, you need to have that first understanding within yourself that you are not always going to get that immediate result and that immediate reward. But also, it is worth it, because you have to have patience to become your highest and your most successful self. So we have our sweet girl here who would like to join in on the conversation. And for those who don't know her, her name is Belle, and she is the name behind the brand. She is my sweet girl, and I have had her for 12 years, and she is just my soul cat at this point. So I would really like to emphasize on why understanding yourself and why understanding the patience of this process is so important and such an important skill set for you to learn. Throughout my life, I had been a very impatient person. I also had a temper that I regularly had to deal with on a daily basis in my younger life and in my adolescence and adulthood. And it was a skill that I wasn't sure how to quite handle, because unfortunately my mom, at a time in her life, she wasn't quite sure how to handle my temper or what to do or what to say. So I didn't quite have the opportunity to learn about myself and learn how to have patience. And she was also such a wonderful mom who just wanted to make me happy in any possible way that she could. And unfortunately, whenever you're an adult, you are not given that opportunity all the time to be given immediately what you need. And I believe this concept really needs to be brought into connections with kids, and learn how to understand that whenever you need something, you need to work hard for it. And the reason why I really want to focus on that is because for women especially, we have all grown up in a fast-paced now environment. You have a lot of responsibilities. You have a lot of things on your plate. You have children to take care of. You have pets to take care of. You have loved ones who are going through a hard time that you need to be there to support. And you kind of lose sight of taking care of yourself. And although these things are very important, you have to remember to at least take 1 minute a day to take care of yourself. It's that simple. Start with sitting in your car for like a minute or 5 or 10 if you need that for yourself. Slowly doing these little things bit by bit throughout your day and throughout time is going to grow. And whenever you are given the opportunity to sit in silence and sit in the quiet and let out your feelings and let out your emotions, that is such a releasing of energy that needs to be let out already in general. And the reason why I just want to bring that up and emphasize on how important that is because it is really all connected whenever it comes to your mental state, your soul, your body, and your heart within yourself. And you are giving yourself time and permission to sit with that feeling and to sit in that silence and check on yourself. And that is extremely important when it comes to your self-care journey. So whenever you start that small little practice, what it then leads to is regularly putting yourself first. And that is what self-care is taking care of yourself, and it is not selfish. I would like to throw that out there. And then what it's going to lead to is your inner healing. And then you start to really focus on that, your inner healing self-work. And then what it's going to lead to is the psychology, is your mental state. And it kind of starts to all kind of balance out. And then it leads to feminine power, learning who you are as a woman, learning who you want to be as a woman, learning what you want to do with your life and your dreams and your ambitions. And then it leads to the philosophy of just becoming a lighter version of yourself. And the more women who are going to embrace this philosophy and this change within themselves, it actually starts a quiet movement for a lighter way of living and a lighter world that we can actually truly live in. It is so difficult because we live in such a negative space of energy and people and toxic relationships and trauma and cycling. People truly need to sit within themselves and really heal themselves from the inside out. And one note that I'd like to make on here is our mental health crisis that we have within this world. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because I really believe that this philosophy is going to help in a sense whenever it comes to mental health. We have such a crisis right now that it is difficult to even get into someone to speak to a therapist or to really gain help from people who really want to help others. And this philosophy and this brand is truly about self-reliance and taking care of yourself on your own time. Now, if you have chronic mental health conditions that need to be regularly spoken about to a therapist through medication, I would like to emphasize that that is important and it is necessary. I've been through that with myself, with my post-traumatic stress disorder, and with my grief healing on my own. But also throughout my life, I had to learn how to be self-reliant within myself and with my own life. I did not come from a fancy household. I did not come from a lot of money. Everything that I have in my own life is because of my own doing and my own self-reliance and trust within myself. And that is something I would really like to emphasize on, is that you really don't need to have the money, the car, or anything like that. You are capable of that power within yourself to hold all of that and to embrace your power and to embrace your femininity and to become the woman that you have always wanted to become within your life. And every woman is capable of achieving that dream and achieving that goal within herself. So the true philosophy behind Bellara is really learning how to take care of yourself from the inside out, healing everything on your own time and at your own pace, instead of constantly having to rely on someone else in order for you to feel healed. You are capable of nurturing your own soul within your own life and breaking your own family cycles that have nothing to do with you and trauma that has nothing to do with you. There have been plenty of people in my life that have projected their insecurities and projected their trauma and projected their problems onto me, honestly, throughout my entire life. And it has not been easy. I have not gotten this far for me to stop and just say, okay, I'm good, I'm healed, I don't need to do anything for anyone else. No. I am truly here to motivate and to inspire women on a daily basis so that I may be able to help the world that really needs help right now for women. And I understand that I may be saying that a lot, but I would really like to be such a prominent advocate when it comes to helping women, because we really need it, and we really need the love, and we really need the support. We handle so many things on such a high level. We have constant things that we regularly have to deal with every day. We have a lot of pressures put on us, especially for mothers. Mothers, shout out to you. I'm not a mother myself. This is my pet. This is my child. And that is what I choose to do. I just want to help people. And the reason why this is all so important is because we are just such in a world where I became frustrated, where I was tired of being a bystander. And I said to myself, I said, you know what? If people aren't going to really help change this world that needs the help, why can't I do it? And so that is why I decided to create this brand and to create the philosophy of her and to continue to create and continue to push myself and to continue to help. And whenever you go through this self-care journey, you will be able to be put in the same position for yourself. You will be able to look at exactly what you want for your life. What makes you happy? What can you do for yourself each and every day? Buy yourself flowers. Go to a massage. Get a facial. Spend 2 minutes in your van, in your mom van, enjoying your silence and enjoying time alone with your own self and with your own soul, because everyone needs it. And whether you talk to God, whether you talk to whether you're in spirituality, whether you're not, I mean, that is your call. But I choose to follow God, and I have conversations with him and my mom every single day. And I believe it's really important because it really brings you clarity and trust within yourself and trust within your intuition. And honestly, I feel as though it has brought me closer to my mom. We both have kind of evolved our relationship, even though she has already passed and is on the other side. And I just find that so special. So sorry for the little pause there. I am still trying to get used to this new YouTube and this episode and speaking a little bit more, so I appreciate your grace and your patience. But ultimately, self-care, philosophy, psychology, inner healing, and feminine power is just such a prominent foundation for this brand and for this philosophy. I believe there is a lighter way to live, and it begins the moment that you choose yourself. And that is what Bellara philosophy is all about for the modern day woman. I believe we are able and capable of living in a world and a society where there is true love within yourself, where there is healing within yourself, and that you can actually genuinely be a happy person and letting go of people who have done you wrong and people who have really hurt you in the past. You do not need to carry that trauma throughout your life, and we are not put on this earth to hold all that weight all the time throughout our lives. We need to learn how to forgive ourselves. We need to learn how to forgive other people, and we need to learn how to love and how to have more self-respect for ourselves and our world and our country. So I'm going to end that second episode today. I am so happy if you've decided to stay. Be sure to subscribe, and I will be putting out weekly videos every Monday, so be sure to keep a lookout for that. And again, I am so happy you're here, and little Miss Belle is so happy that you are here as well. We really love you guys, and we really love your support. And we are also on TikTok and Instagram, so if you'd like to see more of us, be sure to follow that as well. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful and blessed day.